juicy, look at that.
Yeah.
I think Wellington's a bit wintry.
Yeah, that's another point, Wellington and venison.
It's not looking good. Will the judges be lenient?
Let's face it, this was a dish which disappointed at almost every level, and I can imagine the old Duke of Wellington, the Iron Duke, being pretty cross about it. So I'm only giving it a 4.
It was really disappointing, and so I'm only giving it a 6.
An absolute howler from Hywel. Bad looking, bad tasting, bad cooking. It's a 4.
It wasn't a good dish. I expected more from Hywel. I'm going to give him a 3.
Last up, it's Andrew Pern. He's languished at the bottom of the scoreboard for 2 courses now, and Chris won't let him forget it.
You've got something to prove today, big boy.
Yeah,
You're getting the top 3 today.
No one ever, innit?
Despite strong competition on the pork front, Andrew reckons his suckling pig platter with black pudding Scotch eggs is a cut above the rest.
I'm determined to get into the top 3 today. You know, it's a great dish, you know, great comments, and I think it could well do it.
And the judges have high hopes too.
There is one standout item on this board, and that is black pudding Scotch eggs. It's a work of genius.
The scratchings were great, the sticky ribs were great, the loin. It was a really good sucking pig. I mean, it had plenty of flavour.
Pork pie? We say yes, don't we?
Yes, we do. We do. But the last main course that you hyped up wasn't too good.
Well, all I can say, it is in the hands of Andrew Pern to redeem our reputation.
It's a lot to live up to, and to make matters worse, it's pork platter number 4.
Are you worried that, well, the judges might be feeling a bit porked at the end of the day?
A bit pigged out. Yeah.
He knows he has to deliver the dish of his life, a main course to rival Tom and Paul's, who are eager to catch a sneaky preview.
How you doing, mate? Lads, all right? Yeah, good.
Thought come out, check out the
Pork Fest.
Pork Fest, yeah.
The more they uncover, the more worried they look.
Black pudding, Scotch eggs.
Black pudding as well.
Yeah. So, little pork pies. Pork pies as well? Pork pies and pickle. Apple and vanilla chutney to go on top of the pork pies. So.
Did you get good feedback on this?
Yeah.
You haven't changed anything?
No, they loved it.
Andrew's staying focused as he positions his pig's head in pride of place, and watched by his speechless rivals, piles on his black pudding Scotch eggs, pork pies, ribs and crackling, and with a splash of gravy delivers the final blow.
It's a feast.
That is.
Certainly is.
That is pork-tastic, mate.
Enjoy.
Take it easy.
I feel confident with my dish. You know, it's very visual, it's great, and it's got that sense of sort of occasion, if you like. So, fingers crossed we'll get up there in the top 3 at last.
Now there's a dish that deserves a fanfare.
Oh, look at that.
We're back.
We're back in the race.
You need plenty of people serving this out, don't you, really?
Well, that's part of the fun of it, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think this is why it's a very interactive dish. Yes,
I've been looking forward to a piece of pork all day.
Right.
Crackling doesn't work.
Doesn't?
Too thick. And too hard. And too greasy.
I feel a bitter sense of betrayal on the crackling front.
I'm slightly saddened by this dish now. The whole concept of the dish is just perfect, perfect, perfect. But I think his execution today is bad. I don't think any of the single items on the plate is anywhere near as good as when we had it before.
The ribs are a little too sweet, aren't they?
Yeah, and they had a lot more flavour to them before. The egg before was just far superior.
It was very clever because it was still liquid inside.
There was more black pudding in the Scotch egg. The potato isn't nice this time. It's not a very nice potato.
Marcus, what do you think of this dish?
It looked incredible. I love the board. I love the ribs. The centrepiece, the actual loin itself, is very nice. You know, it's very nice. And it's very hard to get that piece crackling all the way around and get the meat. I tried that, and it was nice that he had the crackling on the side. But if we're going to talk about execution, there's certain things in here I don't particularly like, such as the quail egg that is overcooked. Is this a chef that knew he had a winning dish, but has fallen at the last hurdle.
That's what I think, Seth.
That's what I think.
What's absolutely tragic about this is the elements are in there. This could have been an absolutely stonkingly great dish.
Absolutely.
It makes you so angry. I mean, I'm just so upset. This was our champion dish. I sort of feel I put my heart and soul into loving this dish. And the deeper you dig, the worse it gets.
It's definitely a celebration of pork, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Presentation was definitely grand for a banquet. You can imagine that, arriving at a table.
I think the pork pie's it's lovely. Pastry's really, really nice. That chutney on top reminds me of Christmas, though.
Maybe a head staring at some of my people I was representing. Do you think they would be put off by it, or you know what I mean? The trotters and the wee piggy head.
Yeah, but when you think of it, ancient medieval feast, you imagine a pig's head with an apple in it, don't you? And I think that gets the whole thing.
That's probably the only thing he was missing.
Yeah.
That apple in its mouth.
The judges expected a star dish. How far has his execution let him down?
Suckling pig is one of my favourites. I adore it. I just don't think that Andrew did it any justice as much as he could have done. For me, I'm going to give him a 7.
I'm sad because it was, in my opinion, a winning dish. I'm angry with Andrew because it's no longer a winning dish. He's taking his eye off the ball. It's a 6.
I can't tell a Porky. I was seriously disappointed by Andrew's dish. I have a nasty suspicion that we'll be going to the market for slaughter rather than to the banquet. It's a 6 from me.
It is sad that Andrew just didn't pull it off, because the dish looked fantastic and then nothing tasted right. So I'm giving it a 5.
They've been on edge all day, but the wait for the judge's verdict is the most anxious time of all.
This is the main event. We all want to make sure this is where we impress.
I'd be lying if I wasn't nervous. You know, I'm really nervous going in here.
Tomorrow, the judges will decide which of their favourites will be served at the banquet. And to be in the running, the chefs need a top 3 finish.
I think to get in the top 3 today would be a hat-trick for me, and it'd be absolutely unbelievable.
I really need a top 3 today, because I'll be flying by the stitching in my pants tomorrow if I go into the dessert round, and that's my last chance.
I'm looking for a top 3 spot. You know, it's difficult with all the amount of pig in there, but we'll have to wait and see, won't we?
From their favourites, the judges will be picking just one to help make the perfect Great British menu.
You know, I think the judges have got a tough decision today.
As long as I'm in it, I don't care.
The stakes are incredibly high, but for the chefs, the wait is finally over. Whose main courses are still in contention for the People's Banquet?
Well, good evening, chefs.
Good evening.
We have had some really great dishes today. 1 or 2 really not such great dishes too. Okay, well here's the good news and the bad news. In 8th place, we have Hywel. How do you feel about that?
Pretty gutted.
Pretty gutted.
Yeah.
Your previous courses have shown such technical assurance that they seem to have deserted you on this particular course. The pastry was not properly cooked through on the inside. The venison itself had a slight question mark over it.
It's obviously a shame to hear that. Yeah, I'm disappointed, obviously.
In 7th place, we have Chris.
This was a meat course, and I'm afraid the meat probably didn't live up to the level of the cooking elsewhere on the dish, to be honest with you.
Okay, and now we have joint 5th place. And they are Aktar and Lisa. Aktar, are you surprised at that?
I am, because obviously I got some really good feedback from yourselves on the regional heats.
I thought it was very average. I felt that the main event, which is the shoulder, it just lacked seasoning, and I felt that it was very dry. For the Great British Menu, we need to raise the bar a little bit higher.
Lisa, do you think you deserved a higher place?
As expected, I mean, there's been some fantastic courses today, you know. My dish is very simple. But yeah.
I don't know, for some reason I think you took your eye off the ball today. It certainly wasn't the sort of grandstanding we expect from you.
Except that, yeah.
Now in fourth place we have Andrew, which means congratulations to Michael, Paul and Tom. Your dishes will be the three that go for the main course. Michael, what about that?
Yeah, surprised. Simple barbecue.
Well, yes, it was a simple barbecue, but in the sense that was part of its charm, because it means it's a wonderfully accessible dish, there's something there for everybody. But most of all, it was the sheer quality of the lamb that actually carried us away.
Paul, what do you think?
At last.
Tom, talking of relief.
Thoroughly relieved. I think the past 2 days gave me a kick in the behind that I needed to wake up and put 100% effort in today, and I got the morning off to a roll, and I was very happy with what I sent.
It was fun, it was exciting, I enjoyed every bit of it.
Thank you very much, thank you.
And just to say to Andrew that I'm really sorry you missed out. We loved that suckling pig the first time. I mean, it just wasn't as good. But Andrew, don't give up. There's still tomorrow.
More to go. That
last course is so important, and we need great puddings in order to make a great British menu. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you.
So a great result for Tom, Paul and Michael.
Super happy, well pleased. Gives me a chance of defending my main course crown, which is something that I really want to do.
It does make me feel that I've got one step closer to maybe getting Team Scotland to that final banquet. I'm chuffed to bits.
To get into the top three on the main course as well, I'm buzzing, I'm over the moon, I can't believe it.
But for some, there's still work to do.
To know, you know, I come last because I let myself down with the cooking side of it. I'm obviously devastated.
So near and yet so far. And there's one more day left, and you know, it's still game on.
I never knew it was going to be as hard as this.
Tomorrow's dessert course is the Last Chance Saloon. It's time to bring out the big guns.
This is a great idea.
Andrew's up against the wall, and he knows it.
So lesson one, do you think this can get into the top three?
Competition's not over till it's over, is it?
And with the pressure of deciding the final menu hanging over the judges, there'll be fireworks in the chamber.
You're far too soft, come on! This quite simply won't do!
Spirit of misery that you import.
I know that I'm right.
It gives us great pleasure to announce the dishes that will make up the People's Banquet.